Welcome back to the newest round. Round number 4 at the Spanish circuit of the Catalunya. I'm not alone here. I'm here with Jackson. Hello, Jackson.
Hello.
And yeah, we had a week of a break last week, and that was very welcome. But now we're back at the Spanish circuit, and I hope we're in for another amazing race like the last few 3 rounds.
Yeah, we've had a crazy season so far, and I'm sure that will continue into this race.
Yeah.
Championship that is just insanely close, like nothing I've ever seen before in any sort of league racing. Honestly, it's impossible to predict not only each race, each lap, each session. It's so close anyone can do it. We could see a driver that hasn't scored a point yet this season win a race this season. It's just that's the way things are going. It's just that crazy.
Yeah, and there has been a driver change with Karen from McLaren going to Williams and Pluijsenbol leaving the league for what it is. I'm just going to quickly run down to the driver grid order if I can see them. It's Monster and Bolin in the Mercedes. It's Belliner and Kai in the Ferrari. It's Luke and Cedric in the Red Bull. It's Roy Boy and Sam D in the McLarens. It's Tim and Benjamin in the Renault. It's Headkamper and Thomas in the Alpha Tauri. It's Jure and Lorenzo Bandini in the Racing Point. In the Alfa Romeo we have Donkey and Nathan, and we have in the Haas Warrage and D-Screen. Warrage doing a really good job last week, I think he might have won the race. And in the Williams we have Karam and Felix. So that's an interesting lineup for every team, so hopefully a lot of action incoming.
Well, that's what we usually have. Spain, not necessarily always known as a track, known for its action, but to be fair, in league racing it usually does provide much better racing than it does in real life. Quite a long main straight, which in theory should allow for some DRS overtakes. And I just hope we don't end up with another DRS train race like we had. We've had twice this season now.
Yeah, in
Silverstone and Austria. Hasn't ruined, not Austria, Bahrain. Austria was surprisingly good racing, as you'd expect DRS trains to appear there.
But that was an amazing race with lead changes everywhere, crashes, everything. But we're first having to complete qualifying. It might be rating, you never know. It's always a chance. It's possible in Spain. It is possible. We never really saw, but it is possible. I think we had rain here last season, so yes.
Rain definitely mixed things up. We had rain at qualifying in Austria, but obviously didn't stay long enough for us to truly see what drivers are doing the way.
It's quite clean out there, so we won't have a rainy qualifying session. But again, 20 freaking drivers. That's just amazing. I mean, last season, the whole season with 20 drivers, and the ending of the season before that, and again the first 4 races, again 20 drivers. So that's really amazing to see, I have to say.
Who will be the first driver out onto the track?
I don't know, they're quite long in the pits.
Taking their time. So left, right, and C. So many drivers so close together in the title fight at the moment.
Yeah.
I personally predict about a 7-way title fight so far this season.
Yeah, but you never know.
Drivers are very close, but then you've got Kai, who's quite a bit off at the moment after having a bad start. But we know, like, Kai is going to be able to get into that fight. They're definitely quick enough. The question is can they sort of get in a couple good races? Because they've had a very tough start to the season, and they just sort of need a couple clean races without issue, and hopefully that'll get them up into the title fight as first cars are on the track.
Yeah, and it's the Williams of Felix leading the pack so far of qualifying. But yeah, as you said, it's a really everyone can still win it, as it's just really early in the season to call anyone already the champion. And I think there are still 2 teams who haven't scored a point. It's Williams and it's Alfa Romeo, and I think that might will change today, as Williams has attracted one of the better drives in this league. Karam absolutely doing a great job in England after an amazing qualifying and a decent race result, but you never know. But yeah, let's hope we have another good race and a fourth different winner this season. You never know.
Yeah, that would make this season very interesting. Ferrari have got pole, I believe, in every race so far this season. Yeah, I've only got one race win, and currently sit third in the team's championship. So let's see if Ferrari can get another pole position, or will they struggle to keep position? Let's see. Most drivers out on the soft tyres at the start of this session, as
Yeah.
says begin now. Got a few on the mediums.
Maybe it rained
perhaps
in the
similar to
race
what the previous race.
because they were quite long
Perhaps
into the
that could be the
pits,
reason.
and then
See what 2009, but-
yeah, you never know. You know what? Donkey's on the medium, so we just have to wait and see till the race because they're quite long in the pits. But yeah, you never know. But Donkey now coming through the really flat out right hander. Maybe not into the first lap. And here's the end of sector 1 at 21.2. That's an okay sector 1 time in my opinion. This is a tricky corner where you really can lock up your tires quite easily. And this next corner is the corner I hate on this circuit. I always spin or invalidate here. You know, but Donkey doesn't do what I rather do every lap. But he invalidates it into flat number 9. Then we go back to Yuri. Oh, and he spins out of turn number 9 and he's waiting for the one of the cars to pass.
Yeah, luckily ghosting is on.
Yeah, luckily it is. He's spreen, but he's on the medium tire, so that's interesting to see. But he cancelled his lap. Then we just follow Benjamin. I don't know if invalidate. Why is everyone invalidating, guys?
Yeah, it's strange to see so many. These, especially drivers of this caliber, maybe you just struggling a little bit.
But
yeah,
Nathan,
you expect to see them doing.
it's 15.5. That's a decent time to kick off qualifying. Is Thomas going to match that on his mediums? I don't think he might be. Yeah, he goes faster on the mediums than Nathan was on the softs. Now Yuri spun. Lots of guys just invalidating. Yeah, we'll just follow War Rage, who's done a really solid job in his season so far by just picking up the points and being highly up in the standings. I think he splits the two Renault drivers.
Yeah, I mean, Warwick's had a very, well, they've been very consistent. I think they got third, second, and second, I believe, or fourth, third, second. I'm not sure. One of the two of those. Yeah, they've been. I believe they've been on the podium every race. I think there's a win coming for War Rage.
Yeah, the War. Yes, War Rage was the guy who, from fifth to from something like you had in your mind with fifth to this, and then it must be a win next. But as he is now in provisional pole position.
I'll have a look to see if they were able to continue or not. But yeah, as I said, currently in provisional pole. Second is on the medium, so you'd imagine not. Well, not many. 5 people have set a lap. 6 people have set a lap time. Clearly, invalidations are an issue so far in this session. Let's see what happens next.
Roy Boy now across the final corner. Is he going to improve? Think he hasn't said a lap time, and it's the second one in 1:14. So that's a decent lap time so far from the guys of 14.8, with the Thomas the fastest, some medium runners.
Yeah. Yeah, as we're saying earlier, War Rage's progress this season, it's been a 5th, a 3rd, a 2nd. I mean, there's only one way up from there, and that is 1st place. So, with absolutely no sort of, nothing other than, although War Rage I hear maybe good round here. But from purely just based on the fact that they've been improving every race this season, the only way they can improve from 2nd is 1st. So, I'll have to wait and see whether they do though.
That's true. Donkey already on his 2nd attempt of the evening. Is he able to keep it on track this time? Spain is actually quite known to be hard on the tire wear, so I think if you qualify on the softs, you're probably likely to do a 2-stop, as the hards are really terrible at this circuit.
Yeah, I am actually just thinking now. I had a league race earlier in the week around Spain, So did you actually. And the one stop was much quicker
Yeah.
than the two stops. So perhaps these guys are going the wrong way. Perhaps some of these guys are making a mistake by going for the softs. Because
Yeah.
in that race, every the drivers that could, but one, I believe, were on, but maybe one or two that could start on the mediums did go on to the mediums. So let's wait and see whether anyone just tries it, rolls the dice. The best way sort of looking at which strategy is best is looking at some of the quicker guys that perhaps aren't at the front yet, and sort of figure out is there a reason why they're not at the front. If it's tyres, then well, perhaps going for a different strategy.
Yeah,
Because
Donkey
maybe
now
you see
through the
some
final
drivers that-
corner. It's fourth fastest, just ahead of his teammate. So returns. Oh, as we just checked in with Lorenzo, and he spun the car where I DNF'd in ARC. But now his teammate is on the lap. TTG Nathan is now starting. Oh, he is now on the soft tire, so but he already cancels his lap. Something must have happened on the way up to turn number 4. But now Benjamin will just follow him. Is he able to improve his 17.7? He must be, if he sets a good lap time in. I think he will be one of the guys who will be at the front with his quite yellow helmet. It normally drives with the pink one, but so I'm not really surprised to see Benjamin with a yellow helmet. But let's see what's he going to do. Really takes the entire curb on the exit of turn number 4 there to just get the best exit here. Loses a bit of the backhand, loosey goosey, but he catches the car. Now into the end of sector 2 already. He keeps it on track, no invalidation yet. Now turn number 9, where Yuri spun earlier this session. He keeps it on track, no invalidation for Benjamin. His sector 2 time is a 51. That's a really good sector 2 time. Now let's see, no spins yet, no mistakes yet on this lap. It looks really clean. Oh, here a little twitch of oversteer. And now the most, in my opinion, the most trickiest part of this circuit. As he just a little bit too early on the throttle, but he catches it as he now is going around the final corner. It's only a 16.5.
Yeah. I must say.
Oh, Yuri!
Oh, that's Yuri.
Again!
Same corner. Extra turn 9.
Oh,
That's
Yuri.
Not gone well left for Yuri. Yeah, I must say, onboard Benjamin, it looked like a very safe lap. They were making sure not to keep it, in track limits, not to go outside of track limits.
Yeah.
Because they didn't really want to, especially like turn 9 there, I think they lifted slightly. Which, when you're on a flyer, you really don't want to lift.
Yeah, you can just
unless you
go flat
absolutely
out.
have to.
Even the Renault
It's
can
fairly
go
easy
full
to-
out, so oh, Dani now in provisional pot. That's a really good lap time. 14.7.5. That's a good lap time. Now let's watch Karam as he just invalidates. Everyone is invalidating. It's an invalidation party.
Yeah, only 8 drivers so far have set a valid lap. But I think, based off of, I think some of the people have seen the amount of invalidations and gone, we're going to try the mediums, because why not? Because look at the amount of people, there's way more people on the mediums now than there was at the start of the session. So perhaps some of the invalidations gave these people a chance to rethink their tyre strategy.
Yeah, now is Felix. He's now in the final part of the circuit. He doesn't get held up. It's looking like a clean lap from in on those medium tires. He's going to come on at 115 mid, I think. Yeah, 115.2. And he's the fastest of the medium. This is a really good lap, yeah, from Felix there. Now just follow Balliner. He's as well on the mediums. And he probably wants to be the fastest one on the mediums as he really can. As he's just a really quick guy. Already I think he got 1 or 2 poles this season. So, but he really dominated in England. I remember him dominating.
Yeah, the only driver that looked to be on Balliner's pace was, as Tyres just on P2
Warrage.
on the medium tyres. That is...
Oh, that's a
amazing
14.8.
lap time.
Jesus. 4/10 quicker than Felix. What's his teammate going to do? Around the final corner, that's also 114.
And pole!
Oh,
Wow! Oh my, frictional pole there goes to Balliner. Balliner has 2 poles this season, definitely the top qualifier of the season so far. The question is, it will. I was actually expecting a a pole position, like a shock driver to get pole position.
I
Something we
hope.
probably wouldn't
But yeah,
expect because of this tyre
Ballon is just
strategy.
the best qualifier.
Yeah, just to do it on the mediums. I mean, they're only 2 steps out of their team, or 1.5 steps out of their team, but it's still an impeccable lap time on the mediums compound tyres. It'll be very interesting to see if they can actually repeat that again, going into their final runs. Or will that be it, or are they just in the box to protect the tyres and leave it at that?
Oh, Royboy is in P2.
What,
That's a
2
surprise.
milliseconds of War Rage goes to the top by 2 seconds per second.
Buddies on the
Warrage,
softs. Both are really
Yeah.
good lap though still.
Very good. I wonder what the delta's around here. It's not. I think it's only about 7 or 8 tenths for the mediums to soft, which is huge still. So let's say it is 7 tenths. That would be a 13.9 for Ballina on the medium tyres if they had gone out on softs.
Wow.
So that would be an insanely quick lap time. So just have to wait and see. I must say, as there's this tyre strategy war almost, I was expecting to see more of a surprise than War Rage at the top. I was expecting someone, maybe who has been sort of at the back end of the points so far this season, be the one that gets.
Sandy
That was.
is into the wall, but he keeps his nose clean. So he had a little moment. Bolin. Invalidation. No, how is it not invalidation? I always get an invalidation where I just get over the curves there.
I've seen a couple of people there now without an invalidation.
Lucky.
Let's see what Bowling can do on the medium tyres though. Mercedes yet to really trouble the top guys at the moment with Monster on EMP7. However, we have seen this season that Monster isn't necessarily the best qualifier, but is a great racer.
Yeah.
Of course, winning the opening round of the season. Let's see if they can add to that tally, or we'll see a 4th different winner today. At the moment, I must say it's looking on for Ballina to perhaps be the favourite for the win. But Kai yet to win a race this season, another driver that is very quick and capable of winning. Second on the medium tyres, but let's stay that way.
Oh, that's a really good lap as well.
Ballina,
Half a tenth.
Ballina is under pressure here from Bolin. That is very close between those two. So I'll have to see what race pace is like. But War Rage still looking good for that pole position. We'll have to see if that lasts though.
Yeah. Now Benjamin is on a really flyer. He's going flat out through turn number 9, so that's a good sign.
That's on the
1.2
mediums.
seconds. He's almost into the 114s. Needs to gain 3/10 here in the final sector. And then he is, as he was 1.3 up. In the middle sector.
That is Thomas going P2.
That's a good lap. But it's on the soft, so he won't have the favorable strategy there. You have to acknowledge that, but Benjamin is aiming for the 114.6.
That
Just
is an
ahead
amazing
of,
lap
yeah, it's really close at the top. You have to really say that.
Yeah. We have got a great race in our hands here. With some of the title contenders very much in the fight here. With the top 3 at the moment, I believe, being War Rage, Ballina and Benjamin. Not necessarily in that order though. Championship at the moment is Ballina on 43 points, War Rage on 43 points, Benjamin on 42 points. So that is the top 3 in the championship, all starting in the top 5.
Wow.
That is going to be very interesting to see. Just drivers, the Mercedes drivers are the next in the championship, but they are a bit further back. With
Wait,
Tim
I'm getting the
joining
call, you
them.
have just continue.
So we'll see what Mercedes can do. As Mercedes, back in Bahrain, looked like the team to beat. They got lap 1 to finish. They looked almost unstoppable. And they are only 6 points off from the team's championship. The Constructors' Championship, that is. However, their drivers 4th and 5th in the championship. And they're very close. Monster is only 8 points off the lead. Bolin's only 9 points off the lead. And that's just how the season has gone so far, with it being so close. But it is still very interesting to see both of them, neither of them at the top. You've got to imagine that if Kai has a good race here, which currently P9, not necessarily where you'd want to be, as Benjamin has given up in the session, not going to go again. However, big point of note here, Kai is going out on the soft compound tyres. Let's see what they can do here. So, heading down towards turn 1. Keeps it nice and safe, fairly clean through there. Very on the limit, I must say, very good, very quick. going at a very low gear, which obviously risks a bit more loss of traction, but they absolutely nail it. So, keeping their speed up, and a lovely line through turn 4 and now into turn 5. Can Kai challenge for pole position here? That is a big question. I think if they do complete a lap on their softs, I think Kai's got a good chance at that pole position. Could we see a lap perhaps venture?
I'm back.
13, it's going to be hard. Kai currently on a lap on the soft tyres.
Yeah,
Let's see what they can do. Only 2 temps up. That currently would not be enough for pole position. Wow.
Can improve in the final sector.
Further, the final sector is a track, part of the track that you would imagine is quite tyre specific, with cornering medium and low speed, which is of course where the tyres mean more. Let's see what can Kai do around the final corner. What will this lap time be? It's a 14.2, and what a pole position. That was outstanding there for Kai. And will that be the 4th Ferrari pole of the season?
Don't rule Warrage out. He's on a lap as well.
Yeah, of course. Warrage only 6 milliseconds up in the first sector though, so they're gonna have to improve by a bit more than that. Kai had gained 2 temps in the first 2 sectors, and then gained 3 temps in the final sector, which is insane. So if Warrage can repeat a feat like that, Warrage's got a good chance at the pole position. Let's see what they can do as they head now into sector 3. They're only a 10th up. Now that currently would not be enough. They need to go over 2 temps quicker. Let's see, what is their final sector going to be like? Going a nice low gear, getting the speed out of the corner, getting nice apex there, slightly wider than they perhaps would have wanted to be. Getting into the
really
apex perfectly there. This lap looks quick, but will it be quick? Around the final corner. Well, they go.
No!
It's only P2. Oh, so close.
Roy Boy is on a lap as well. And
Felix. Roy Boy is a 10th down, so even if they do improve, you'd imagine it won't be by a huge amount unless they made a mistake in sector 3 on their best
Let's watch
lap.
Felix then. Round the final corner.
Where can they go? Currently P15. What can they do?
Oh,
and they
he's
back
slowing
out.
down.
Did not want to set a soft tyre lap, and they still improve.
Ooh.
So they backed out and still improved. They're outside the top 10, so that won't matter on tyre choice.
This is
However,
quality
the fact
done.
they
Oh,
backed out
Cedric. We're still on Cedric. Oh, but he cancelled this lap.
So that is pole number 4 for Ferrari. Both Ferrari drivers have 2 pole positions each.
How? Why is this so dominant? It's not fun anymore.
They're 3rd in the team's championship. It's crazy. Look, Kai. Let's go through Kai's season. He had a puncture in Bahrain. He had that. I think he had a crash in Austria.
Yeah.
Silverstone just wasn't really on the pace. I mean, let's see what they can do here. But the big thing is on the soft compound tyres. That could be crucial. It's going to be hard to predict this race, even halfway through it, because with the tyre differences, the drivers the medium runners are sort of almost, if they get ahead of a soft tyre runner at the start, that's going to mean so much more than it would in a normal race. Yeah,
but the top 4 is all on softs, with Kai, Warrage, Thomas in a surprisingly P3, and Roy Boy in a surprisingly P4 as well, and Balliner in P5, Benjamin P6, Bolin P7, Cameron a decent P8, Headcamber in also decent P9, Luke in P10, Cedric in P11, Nathan 12th, Monster shockingly in 13th, Donkey in 14th, Felix in 15th, Tim in 16th. Remember, he won a race in Austria, and it's D-Sprint, Sam D, Lorenzo Bandini, and Europe PSV in the last rows of the grid. Oh, but I think we have an amazing race upper hands.
Just a bit of interesting statistic here for you. Roy Boy, starting P4 here, I believe. They are yet to score a point this season.
But that's Alpha.
Starting P4 is a good start, a starting position, to get a point. They should have to sort of... If that strategy, even though they have qualified on the softs, that is still a very impressive feat there to get up into P4 on the grid. Whether or not strategy played a part, P4 on the grid is a very high position on the grid, and surely is a good chance for them to score points today.
Yes, it's looking dry in the race probably, but I think I won't mind if the race goes quickly by. But I hope we just have a really good race on our hands, and hopefully just a lot of action, like we really had. Oh, all along this season.
Yeah, it's going to be very interesting to see what happens. The drivers are going to be very nervous about this race start here. Some of the medium runners, like they're getting the start is that little bit harder to get it right on the medium tyres because you have that little bit less grip with a slightly harder compound. So you're going to have to absolutely nail it to get a good start. Whereas on the softs, it's slightly easier. Still not easy, but it's just slightly easier to do as the formation lap begins. Back row lockout for Racing Point. That is not the statistic they would have wanted.
No. But it's again a Ferrari on pole, and the pit stop strategy is a 2-stop for the soft runners. Soft, medium, medium. What would you do if you're on the soft, Jackson? What would you do?
Well, it'd be one of two things. If I was starting on the softs, then I'd obviously try and wait out for either try and stretch them or I'd just hope for a safety car. Because the medium tyres, if I was on the mediums, it would be very much sort of hoping to not get a safety car really, because that just gives the 2-stop runners a bit more of a boost.
Yeah.
So I think all these drivers here are very much in the hands of the racing gods at the moment. Because it's a safety car could very much change this race. As now, I don't know if you're getting this game now suggesting a different strategy. Don't know if that was just my game that was telling me that. Perhaps medium, soft, medium would be a strategy, but I don't see that one happening.
I see a medium soft.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting. All these drivers, it's really down to the exact temperature of the track, all the little tiny things that you can practice and practice and practice, but it'll never be exactly what the race is. So you can never be 100% certain. So we could end up seeing all the drivers start on the soft still do a one-stop if they're that good in their tyre wear. So anything could happen. It's going to be tough, but it's going to be interesting to see what these drivers can do.
Yeah. And its championships is equal with War Race 43 and Balliner 43, but Balliner won the race, so he's ahead. But yeah, it's going to be an interesting season. You already know it. And as it's a Racing Point final row lockout. But we're going to have to keep an eye on Euro, as he's really a guy who can be really quick in the race.
Everyone outside the top 10 starting on the soft part.
But it's 3, 4, 5. Red light's probably going to get the glitch again.
Yes, we have.
Yes. So we now have to keep an eye out and and away we go. It's a decent start from Paul Kai, but War Rage equals his start, and he is already almost dead. As Thomas has an okay start, needs to fend off the McLaren behind him. Balliner keeps his nose clean, and Kai still leads into turn 1. No crashes yet, as everyone gets a clean.
Spin!
Oh, that's
Sam D going around in the background that has broken someone's wing. That may have been D-Spring or perhaps Lorenzo Bandini.
Yeah,
both got caught up in that. Looks like a car just spun across the pack.
Yeah.
2018-esque.
But Kai now into the lead as Balliner is trying to defend from Bolin, the front medium runners, as Kermas lost the position on the start. Headcamper lost I think a couple, or he won one, as it's really clean so far. No real incidents yet, only the turn number 3 as Benjamin is now going for it. Bolin is damaged. Bolin is damaged on his right front wing end plate. He must have got it with Balliner in the fight, but Kai is already trying to make a gap to War Rage, and Thomas really can't. He is keeping up with him, but is Bolin going to pit straight away? Yes, he is. So all the guys behind him win a position, as those medium runners are probably already knocking on the door like, let me pass, I have the better tire strategy. But it won't go that easy. But still, lap number 2, Kai in the lead, followed by War Rage and Thomas.
Drivers in the pit lane are Bolin, Lorenzo Bandini, D-Spring and Felix.
Oh no.
All those guys with early incidents. Sam D, actually the driver that went spinning, because I believe they actually just spun on their own. and because all the drivers hit the rear of their car, I think they've actually avoided any
Chain
damage
reaction.
and have actually played this off quite well.
Yeah.
So a very good job, a very good spin there for Sandy. They've got away with it with no damage and haven't lost too much time considering they've done a full 360 before. And they've nearly just crashed it now. Yeah, Sandy perhaps struggling in the early stages of this race.
Yeah, as Cameron really got on deep into the brakes as he's trying to overtake Danny. But Monster, the guy who got surprisingly P13 in quali, already up into the final point position as he's knocking on the door of Luke. As he's really controller OP, you can say. Kai on the controller, Monster, and Felix on the controller. The rest I'm not sure. But Kai now has broken the DRS already. Is he going to repeat it like last year, where he just really dominated the race? I have to say that's really boring. But
battling through turn 3 hits, Karem and Hetkamper. And Karem goes around the outside of turn 3. What a move there, I must say. And on the harder compounder tyres, that was an amazing move by Karem. And that is also going to Luke up the inside. Late move there from Luke, a nice dive bomb there.
A really
Danny
clean move.
struggling.
Yeah, Danny's probably struggling. Maybe overheating his tires, putting too much pressure in them, and then losing out a couple of positions. But now he's already been knocked on the back by Monster. It is, but he is a bit too far back to make a move. As
Monster watching his back.
yeah, Ballon is a bit knocking on the door of Roybo, who can't really keep on with the pace of the top 3. As he really tries to do as best as he can, but he's now really deep into the brakes. Misses his braking point, locks up, and Ballon shoots down the inside of the final corner. And Benjamin is going to follow him. DRS is enabled.
Benjamin's going to have a go on Ballon as well. Very good defenders there. Benjamin straight around the outside, 2 down, 1 straight.
Pew.
Amazing move there.
Yeah. Just almost making contact with Balloner.
Benjamin now, lead driver on the medium tyres, so could Benjamin be our 4th winner of the season?
I hope we have a different race winner.
So do I. I mean, currently the top 4 all haven't won a race yet this season. Which is just insane. The current race winners are 5th, 10th and 12th. But that just shows how crazy this season's been. And I'm not complaining at all, it's been absolutely
Are we going to break the
amazing.
record of 2012 with 7 different race winners in the first 7 races?
I think it's definitely possible.
Yeah.
Yeah. Kai
Hopefully.
still pulling out a lead at the front. Thomas having a very strong race at the moment, just holding on to War Rage. And just going to try and just cling on to these top 2 as long as they can, hoping that Benjamin doesn't catch them too much. I have to keep an eye on that gap between between Benjamin, Balliner, and of course the lead group, because Benjamin and Balliner are going to want to try and catch up to the front runners. It'd be interesting to see how those medium tyres work and how long it will take for those medium tyres to really get into the good window.
But Benjamin with the fastest lap, so he's pushing. As Tim is into the pits.
Lane. One of our
Must have
race
got
winners this
damage.
season.
Must have got
be
damage. Yeah, it's damage. No.
And
I
they're
see
changing
no
his wing,
damage.
but there's no damage. I'm guessing that's just a Codemasters glitch.
Yeah.
No visible damage to the wing, but they're changing it anyway. I doubt this. Well, I know those tyres won't go to the end without any sort of help, because otherwise it'd be an easy one-stop between soft halves. But now that
And I
means one
heard
of
the
our
hearts
race
are
winners
off at
down
the
to
circuit.
17th. So our race winners so far, this is now 17th, 10th, and 5th. It's just amazing. Let's see what these guys can do here. Is Karem on the back of Royboy. Royboy goes wide and gets a penalty there. Was going through the gravel. When you're going that wide, kind of not surprised. And sending it goes Karem. Nice
Send
moves out the inside.
it!
That really was a Verstappen-like move. Just later on the brakes, gets it done.
Yeah,
and no
and
chance
Karem
to
is
drive
doing.
right back.
Yeah, Karem is doing a good job from PA. He's moving up 2 positions already. As guys are starting to get penalties quite early on in the race.
So Karem could actually be in the fight here for a podium. We really have to keep an eye on the strategy though. We have to, as could Luke be having a go at Royboy towards turn 1?
Send it!
and send it up the inside, but couldn't go too
Oh.
late because of as that's a bit of wheel-to-wheel action there, a wheel banging there, but couldn't break any later because Graham was right in front.
Yeah.
So now we'll have to see as they're using overtake for return free. That is just something that you wouldn't have heard of in previous games.
No.
With the old F1 cars, we're not been able to use their overtake button through
No.
turn
Luke
three.
Luke really doing like a Verstappen thing. You know, sending it not down the inside, but in the mirrors of the McLaren. It must be really scary seeing this Red Bull down the inside almost every corner it's possible. Making his car wide as possible as a London bus in rush hour. Just send it! Yeah, as the top four really been spread out with just a while. Benjamin almost in the DRS of Thomas.
This could be the changing moment in the race if Benjamin gets in the DRS of Thomas.
Yeah.
Then we know that those medium tyres are working well. I'm keep Adapter Leader up as well, and keep you updated on how that goes. Currently Benjamin 4 seconds off Kai. So I'm currently, if like Kai picks in a coming laps, which I think stuff tyre runners will pit in maybe 2 to 3 laps time.
Oh,
Currently,
monster! Send it! Send it! Yeah!
Or battling their way through turns 1 and 2. The outside at turn 2, just wow!
Oh.
I was about to say it's very hard to go around the outside
Come
there.
on!
And
But
then
the
just
inside
cruising
is
around
even
the
more
back of the head.
as it's, you know, hear all those downshift. It really sounds like gunfire.
Wow, that is great battling here from these drivers. That was just an insane battle. I was about literally as Monster went around the outside of turn 2. I was about to say that it's very hard to go around the outside of turn 2.
Let alone the inside. Of them switching to turn number 3. But down inside of turn number 9. Ah, not really. I thought we've seen it all, but almost. Oh, it's Nathan sending it 3 wide as he's going to make it work. Yes, his wing's still on, and yes, he did, gaining 2 positions with an amazing dive bomb.
That damage there for Cedric. Cedric just clipped the back of. Was losing places, but I don't believe they have damage. They have lost a couple of places because of it. However, I believe they have
But have you seen that move from Nathan? 3 wide, sending it. Bomb.
I believe Monster's about to make another overtake here. We're just dropping
Benjamin overtook Thomas.
Wow, that is the medium tyres really working well now. And Monster does
Softs are starting to fall away. Softs are really starting to fall away right now.
Yeah, Benjamin is caught by half a second in that last lap on Kai. So the gap down to 3.4 seconds between first and third. War Rage at the moment, I think Kai may have actually made a mistake because War Rage is on the back of Kai again. After dropping back in the early stage of the race, perhaps being a bit more conservative on their tyres and leaving a bit more rubber left on them for the late stage of the stint. Let's wait and see though. Currently it's looking very good for Benjamin. I would say is my current favourite for the win. Although, if we see a safety car, that could very much all change.
Yeah. Come on Nathan, send it again! Do it! Send it! Come on! Yes! Oh, but it's just too deep into the brakes. Needs to go off track.
But he gets the position.
He still gets it. He still gets it.
Perhaps Roby won't be very happy with that.
Guy, a 5-second time penalty. He has a puncture. Has he?
He's got a puncture. Oh my! Kai.
But he's into the bits and he probably has wing damage. Yes, wing damage.
He does have major wing damage. Oh, his
and
season just gets worse.
Has a 5-second time penalty.
Oh, he has to. We served the penalty now. So we don't have to worry about that later in the race. But Kai, his season just gets worse and worse, and you hate to see it. Driver that should be up at the front of the championship, but correct me if I'm wrong here, that the reigning champion of SEL is down in 15th place, legitimately down in 15th place, and on the hard compound tyres, 16th now as well, as Tim may even have a pop here into turn 1, not quite close enough. It is just, Kai's season has been one of it's just so much potential, but just not been able to show it. The puncture in Bahrain.
Send it! Yes!
Will Karam send it? Yes, he will.
Yes!
Of course he does.
Amazing. As he's now really in the contention of a podium with that unfortunate puncture and wing damage from Kai. But he can't get that penalty removed anymore. So that's quite sad to see. as Luke is already knocking on the back of Danny. Oh sorry, Thomas, as
Thomas pits.
Thomas dives into the pits. War race as well.
Ooh,
Did he got damage?
that'd be some damage to Thomas'
I
wing
want
there.
to
Touched
see
the
that.
wing, but just did they actually get damage?
I want to see
I
that.
doubt they
Yes!
changed their wing in time.
Yes! He got
And it is wing
damage.
damage for
Idiot! That's not real smart from him. Yeah, but yeah.
That is interesting. Again, no visible damage though, so I'm starting to question it twice now. Maybe our damage on screen is broken a bit.
Yeah.
Twice now we've seen the car pit, change their wing, but from what looked to be a perfectly fine hit. So perhaps just Codemasters out there flying as down as usual.
Yeah, but now, sorry, Williams and Alpha both haven't scored points yet this season, and look where they are now.
Yeah, Williams currently on course to score 15 points. Alpha currently on course to score 14 points. So it's looking good for the two teams at the moment. A very quick maths there from me. So we'll see. Out of these two teams that maybe Karem's, now that maybe Karem's in the Williams, it could be tough for Alfa Romeo to quite fight against that. But at the moment, so far this season, at least Alfa Romeo and
Yellow.
Williams have looked very close. We've got yellow flags. It's Cedric
Oh.
spinning. That's a tricky corner. That is a tricky
Yeah.
corner. But no damage. Well, no visible damage. Could be wrong again though. As there's a big pack here, heading through the heaven section 11 now. Looks like we've got a couple of mixed of strategies.
Yuri,
Sam
send
Deacon.
it! Send it! Yes!
Will they send it? Yes, they will. Yuri after a crash in qualifying. But can they repeat what Monster did? No, they can't. Make the move work. Bless you.
Thanks.
So, yeah,
Yuri
we'll
has
have
to wait and
see.
be patient. Remember, he started in last place.
Yeah, Yuri having a great race, I must say.
Yeah.
Just avoiding contact has been the key to this race, really. It's just avoiding contact and you'll be fine.
And avoiding penalties.
And yeah, many drivers with penalties. 6 drivers with penalties at the moment. Yeah, with so all the drivers so far that I believe have pitted from the soft have all gone to the hard tyres. So maybe they are trying the one stop. That would be interesting to see. What they can do here.
Oh, another time penalty for Sam D. His second of the day. But there's now starting to form a little bit of a train behind Kerem as he's really pulled a gap of 8 tenths. Now Luke has to watch his mirrors for Monster. But I can't really get the tech view of it. But it's a nice little train here. But if the mediums want to go medium soft, they have to make it to lap 26, something like that.
Yeah, I think anything. I'd say maximum lap's going to be able to do well. We saw
20.
I think fair to say we can rule out Kai's tyre wear at this stage. He's clearly an outlier when it comes to tyre wear.
Maybe
Because
the controller isn't really
and-
good at tire saving. You can't really do tire
Yeah,
saving. Now.
but there's other drivers on controller as well. Because we've like back in Bahrain, Kai got that puncture on tyres. I think was were quite old, for sure. But the two Mercedes drivers both did the same amount of laps by the end of the race. Not on that lap, but by the end of the race, had completed the same amount of laps on the tyres and didn't get a puncture. So you know, perhaps it's different for different drivers clearly having issues, and again Kai having big issues with tyre wear puncture here when the other drivers can go a lap longer. So it just seems like their weakness this season is definitely tyre wear, and it seems like it could be a big weakness seeing as they have 2 punctures so far this season. And I believe we've had 3 punctures in total this season, as we had, I believe it was Felix getting a puncture in Austria.
Yeah.
But Luke very close to Karem, even closer is Monster.
Yuri's
as
in the
Yuri
pits as well.
gets onto the hard compound tyres. Smart decision there. Maybe now that those, if they are pitting onto the hard, it would be around about now that they do so. So we'll have to wait and see. Current championship implications would suggest that Benjamin would take the lead. However, Ballon are very close at the moment. Ballon wants to spoil our day and wants to be the first 2-time winner this season.
Don't.
I have to crash.
Yeah.
It's Tim.
No, Tim! Happy!
On off. Exit to turn 2. And no wing damage by the looks
Luckily.
of things. So
Not for the second time.
Well, and it looks like Tim will get back up to speed before Lorenzo Bandini catches up to Alfa Romeo at the moment, very much in their own little area. They've got a 10-second gap behind and a 7-second gap in front. These two drivers perhaps just holding the position at the moment. Balliner.
Karam into the pits.
And
Karam early.
Benjamin also race leader into the pits as well. That means that Balliner now takes over the lead, but with a penalty that could decide things at the end of the race. Balliner, I must say, did look the quicker of the two in the first stint there, especially towards the end of it. So it'll be interesting to see if that penalty, of course, the penalty will make a big difference. Balliner going to go for the overcut. I doubt the overcut will gain in the position. Unless Benjamin comes out in traffic, so we'll have to wait and see here. And Benjamin will come out in the traffic of War Rage. Or will they? Is they going to come out side by side? Benjamin just ahead of War Rage here.
Oh.
War Rage with lovely hot tyres, going to be all over the back of Benjamin as they head through turn 3. Can War Rage try and move? It doesn't look like it. The dirty air just stops them doing it. And Benjamin has just about been saved here by themselves. And the Renault pit crew getting that car out very nicely.
Yeah. It's been just lucky for Benjamin, just ahead of War Rage there, so where's Karam come out just behind War Rage, 2.2 seconds. So he gained just a little bit on Benjamin.
Yeah. Bolan at the moment in P8, pitted on lap 1 I believe it was. Or very early in the race at least, as it's going very quickly at the moment, I must say.
It really is.
Well, it's almost definitely going to have to pit again. Probably onto a set of mediums though, so it won't be quite as bad.
Another penalty.
Kai really not having the race that they would want to. As Balliner is
top
into the pits,
4 into the pits.
Monster is into the pits, and Donkey is into the pits.
Oh,
and
War
Benjamin just come out
Rage.
way ahead.
War Rage
comes
well.
ahead. Oh, Balliner, this is going to be close. And Balliner does come out in 3rd place. That is now very
Karam just ahead of those two guys, Luke and Monster, still 3.5 tenths separated between those two guys.
Balliner here, this is not what they need, a car between them and Benjamin. War Rage looking like they can go to the end though. Chose the hard tyres, you'd assume that if you're doing the 2-stop, you'd definitely go to the mediums. So it'll be interesting to see. Oh yes, the softs as well. Be interesting to see.
I won't see why you would go to the mediums if you can stretch those hards to lap 26 and then go to the mediums.
It'll be interesting. We could. This season has been a season of surprises to me, seeing how long some of these drivers can take their tyres.
Yeah.
Because I mean, in Bahrain they did the 1-stop softs too hard. In Austria that's an easy track for 1-stops. Again, Britain a fairly easy track for 1-stops. For Spain, coming to a track where obviously the medium tyre is the preferred tyre to start on, and it's shown that so far because of course Benjamin has got the lead. I have a question for you though. If Kai hadn't got their puncture and had pitted before their puncture, where do you reckon Kai would be in this race at the moment? Do you reckon they would be leading, or do you reckon they'd be just in the lead group?
I think he would have been fighting still for the top spots, but I think he got damaged in the pit, so that's really unfortunate.
Yeah.
I think he might have just got the puncture just in the pit lane.
Yeah, but what I noticed, they got a 5-second penalty for corner cutting.
Yeah, so he might cut the corner.
They did a late call to the pit lane in the game before they cut the corner. So my guess is they went over the grass into the pit lane.
Yeah, but
so
he served
really
it already, so it can't be
chance.
removed.
Yeah, of course, but my point is there that it looks like it was probably a late call to the pit lane.
Yeah.
Therefore, probably was a puncture.
Or he got the puncture and then couldn't stir in.
That is true. Maybe they got the puncture as they went. Maybe they got the puncture.
Monster really late on the brakes, but touching the back of Luke, but no damage to the car. Sorry for interrupting you there.
That's fine. Monster, I said Monster's just a great race driver.
Just being clean.
They've had a great race so far, but they sort of stuck behind this Luke and Karam here. They all look very similar on pace. Karam looks perhaps the slower of the three. It's hard to tell. All very different ERS strategies, I must say. I don't know if it's all season that Monster likes to save up their ERS. Sort of.
Yeah, but if you don't need to use it, don't use it.
Exactly, that is very true. Saving up for one move. And just get it done in one go.
Yeah, I
That's
usually
really the aim.
not get it over say under 60% when I'm not doing an overtake. You know, like maybe sometimes stab it a little on the straights when needed to catch up to someone, but not have it for like an entire lap.
I know what you mean. Yeah, the only places where you sort of use a lot of it is sort of lap 1 and if you go for an overtake. And then if you have some left on the final lap, use it then. Yeah. The top 3 at the moment, very close, all looking about the same pace. But to just with War Rage and Balliner, perhaps looks slightly quicker here than Benjamin. But Benjamin, crucially around a track like this in Spain, has the track position.
Yeah.
So it'll be interesting to see if these two can challenge him or not. As yellow flag, safety car, safety car, safety car.
Oh!
Safety car's been deployed. That is for Cedric, who was
No.
spun in the middle sector and into the wall. Same place Yuri crashed in
Pits!
Wally.
Go
That's
to
a
the
massive
pits!
crash.
Go to the pits! Go to the mediums!
Who will pit? Who will pit?
No one.
Benjamin does not. War Rage does not. Balliner does not. Karem does not.
No
Luke
one.
does not. Monster does not. Bolin does, of course, with issues, as D-Spring gets a drive-through force with the underweight safety car.
That's really
Thomas
dumb.
does not pit. Kai pits. Donkey does not pit. Nathan does not pit. Roy Boy does not pit. Yuri does not pit. Het Camper does pit. Tim.
Oh
Wait
no!
and see. Tim does indeed pit. Lorenzo Bandini does indeed pit. D-Spring with a drive-through penalty. They also pit, but of course won't be able to serve that penalty on the safety car. Felix, let's see what they'll do. They've got nothing to lose by pitting. They've got one car behind them, so surely they will. Yes, they will. This race has just flipped on its head. Now we can test the overtaking ability of Spain. Bolin is our man to watch now. Can Bolin make their way up the order? Bolin
And it's going to
Kai
be
are gonna
difficult.
so much,
He's
yeah,
at P12.
but it's going to be so entertaining to watch Bolin and Kai make their way up the order. Because they're on fresh medium tyres, which I think it's fair to say are going to be much quicker than the worn hards. It's going to
Well-
be so fascinating. I would say two of the quickest drivers in the league, Bolin and Kai. Two definitely drivers that should be fighting for the championship. Like these guys down P12 13 outside of the points, on the fresher tyres, it's going to be fascinating to see where they end up in this race.
That's true. I don't want to safety car too long. I don't really like safety cars anymore. Seen them
The
too
pack,
often.
I think it'll probably only be a couple. I think not this lap it'll end, but the next lap it should end because the pack should be closed in by then.
Mm-hmm. I think if all the cars are in the same sector, it should be ready to go.
Mm.
Oh. So tires, please. Okay. It's not too interesting. Top 11 on hards and the rest of the field on mediums. Not too interesting, to be honest.
Let's see what these guys can do though. It's going to be very interesting to see what these drivers can just achieve from where they are at the moment. Hopefully, it makes it interesting for us.
This is not too
Hopefully it
good for the
makes-
penalty of Balliner though.
No, it's not.
And the guys
also,
who have the
D-Spring-
penalty.
I think D-Spring has tried to serve their drive-through penalty under the safety car and did not know that you couldn't, so it's pitted again. So
Sorry.
I've seen that before in league racing.
Wow.
Yeah,
That's just a
It's
real
surprising.
shame.
It's surprising that some people aren't aware of that rule. Yeah, it is. It makes sense as well because if you serve a drive-through under safety car, you wouldn't lose anything from it, would you?
Yeah. Jackson spitting the facts.
But the pack is all grouped together here. And
Let's
I imagine
race!
at the end of this lap. It's a shame the safety car can't do sort of pull off halfway around the lap and let them go down the back straight. That'd be fantastic. Just park off on the left-hander here, let the field start here. Just let them go.
Yeah.
And then just once the field is gone, there's probably like a gap in the fence somewhere that the safety car can fit in. Make its way back to the pit lane. Worst comes to the worst. If the safety car comes out straight away afterwards, get it through another gap, back onto the track halfway around. I don't see the issue.
Yeah.
Yeah, it would
But
be good,
it's safe
but
car in. Go to
What-
the FIA with it, Jordy.
Just before this restart happens, who's the prediction for the win?
Benjamin! Or War Rage.
Fascinating. I said Benjamin in the race. I would say it's Benjamin definitely favourite for the win. Although wild card Bolin. I've got a Bolin
Wild
feeling.
card Luke.
That's
He
Benjamin's
goes
gonna
on the
go, gonna
throttle.
go.
A
Ooh,
bit
would've been a wobble there.
squirmy, but wobbly wobbly. But is War Rage close enough to make the move?
Oh, it's gonna be a dive bomb if he does. It's gonna be close. He backs out of it. He doesn't go for the move.
No, he doesn't send it even.
That's yellow flags. That is D-Spreen is retired. That is painful. Monster all over Luke. Will Monster finally make that pass? It's up behind
Send
Luke.
it!
Pretty much all
Yeah!
race.
No!
No, they don't. They back out of it. Oh,
No.
painful. Just
It's Spain, but the S is silent.
Fury.
Oh,
As Bolin sends it up the inside of Yuri and gets the move done. And Bolin already up into P10 here. Next car is Roy Boy. Where will Bolin end up? That is the question.
Oh.
I think Bolin, as Bolin gets a penalty.
commentate skirt.
There goes my hope for the win. You never know. They could still get the lead and pull out for 3 seconds. It's unlikely, but you never know.
30 laps.
see.
Every second, every lap a second.
Yeah,
Oh.
Bolin on the back of Roy Boy now. Benjamin getting kind of a gap in terms of sort of what we've seen so far today. We've got a bit of a gap out front of just over half a second. So we'll have to wait and see how that goes. Roy Boy is under pressure here from Bolin. Surely Bolin's going to make the pass pretty quickly. Yeah, just is going to fly by. And just Bolin's on another level at this stage of the race, I think. And it's going to be tough to fight them back. The same goes to Kai. As Bolin sends it up the inside, and it's up to P9 now. Where will Bolin end up on these medium compound tyres?
I don't know.
It's going to be interesting. It's going to be very interesting. But sort of Alfa Romeo's race kind of been ruined here. They're now 8th and 15th.
Oh,
Williams,
God.
however, the other team yet to score, yet to have their race ruined, currently in P4. So they've lost a chance at the podium, I think. But you never know.
Balliner has a penalty.
Good point, good point. Ignore my previous comment. Karam could definitely hit the podium.
Yeah.
Bolin sends it up the inside into turn 10. Bolin
We're
up
just
to
gonna
P8.
spectate bowling.
Yeah, I'm running on board with Bolin for the rest of this race. They've gained 2 positions a lap so far since the restart. Next up is Thomas and Monster, the next 2 cars up the road. Perhaps team orders at Mercedes. Those 2 very close to the championship, so of course they won't want to let each other through. But we saw in Bahrain that they were willing to do team orders. But that's 2 cars a lap before DRS was enabled. As that is fastest lap of the race to Bolin. Will Kai beat it though? No, they won't. Kai is the other driver to watch out for on the same tyres. And many other drivers down the order on the medium tyres. But Bolin's cars up ahead are going to be, I think, much harder to pass. Because they look like they're more in battle than the previous ones. So we'll have to wait and see what Bolin can do. I think this lap Bolin's going to try and get onto the back of Thomas. So I doubt we'll see 2 more overtakes this lap. Well, I'm just seeing lockups all around Bolin, but none actually happening for him. As that's Kai getting up to the P10 there, ahead of Roy Boy. D-Spreen leaves the session, not been their day today. Just not been their day.
As his teammate is his second.
Yeah, that's very true. Haas, so far, been very much a one-sided team. With War Rage doing a lot. Especially today, that is. So we'll have to wait and see.
And Thomas has won a decent points position. Thomas.
Yeah. As Bolin all over the back here. He's gonna, he's lining himself up lovely for the straight. The problem is now with DRS enabled, FIFA doing a great run here on Monster, so it's going to be interesting to see as the entire top 8 of this race are in basically one big train. So hopefully it's not a repeat of Silverstone. It's going to be very close through this little part of the lap with 11 laps remaining in this race. Let's see what Bolin can do, using up a lot of ERS at the moment, so pushing obviously much harder than the other drivers. Got more rubber on their tyres to push with though. So I'll just wait and see what Bolin can do. All over
10 laps remaining!
It's going to be interesting to see what will happen. It's gonna be. I've got an exciting. We haven't really paid much attention to the battle for the lead at the moment. Benjamin just sort of just pulling the train with him at the moment.
Yeah.
Ballon looks the quickest to the top 3 at the moment.
But he has the penalty.
Of course, there's war rage between himself and Benjamin, so it's not as simple as just one car and you've got the lead. As Ballon is going to have to pick and choose when they go for the overtake. Our top 3 got very close through here, almost within a second. It's very exciting so far. Will Benjamin be vulnerable down the straight? Warwick just loses a bit through that chicane, but gains it back through the final corner. Half a second is the gap. And this could be the lap that Warwick goes through. Too far back though, I think.
Or he's just going to fully send in.
Ballon is way far back down this straight, I must say.
Yeah, he had a bad exit. I was spectating him.
As that's Royboy and Donkey battling it out for the final point position. Neither of these drivers to score yet this season, and Donkey gets the position. As that is Yuri behind them. But Roland is sort of frozen these last couple of laps, I must say. Disappointing.
Yeah. My disappointment is immense. Monster still really close to the back of Luke. Yeah, Luke, you have to say that. He's been there all race long, but isn't able to get past him.
I'm actually getting pretty bored of the Aston Martin logo on the back of that Red Bull by now. It's all he's seen, basically.
Yeah.
However, of course...
Bowling! Bold send!
I'm guessing that was a bit of a send then, because...
He was a bit rude. He really just... Thomas didn't let the door open, he slammed it open.
Yeah.
Like, no, B, I'm coming through!
Did not want to get bored of the rear wing in front of him. He's now got his teammate's wing in front of him. Perhaps team orders here at Mercedes, who knows what will happen. I think perhaps Berlin will be more patient with the next car, knowing that it's his teammate. And these two very close to the championship, 1 point separates them, so it'd be crucial that Berlin makes the pass.
Yeah,
and through sector 1 now.
Yeah.
Top 3 within really 8 tenths of each other. That is just insane. And that's through the middle sector. As there's a bit of a gap to Karem, who's just sort of watching the top 3 at the moment. I'm guessing Karem's hope here is that they have a bit of contact.
And Karem's hope is not getting a penalty himself.
As battling here between Kai and Thomas, up the inside, and gets the position done. Much easier than it was for Bolin.
But this is going to be an interesting final 8 laps.
It's going to be very crazy here, as it has been all races. The top, oh my, the gap of top 3 are just unbelievably close. Oh, it's insane how close these guys are, and even Karem's in the mix, even Luke's in the mix. It's just, it's insane how close everyone is at the moment. It's just, crazy. Can Warwick do it this lap?
Go crazy.
And again, it's just a bit too big. Warwick just needs to commit one lap, just full commit. Just full set, and again they use so much ERS at the start of the straight and turn it off halfway down the straight. If they didn't turn it off, they could go for the move, and it's so annoying. It's like Silverstone and Royboy, and there's Royboy and Donkey battling it out here. Royboy on the inside line, Donkey. All this battle I think could end horribly with these two as they're going wheel to wheel through turn 3. This is excitement at its finest, and that will allow Tim through, perhaps Tim on the softer tyre, but Donkey switches it back up the inside. What can he do? It's Royboy on the outside now of turn 4, inside for turn 5. Will he send it? Donkey a bit deep there. Could Tim get both of them here? That's this Tim getting in the mix. It's going to go up the inside of Donkey. Donkey perhaps even have a look at Royboy, not quite able to. Is it now head? Spinning. Tim.
He spun on his own.
Really straight across. As just lost it there. But that's really backed up this group here as Felix in the group here as Tim now retires. Bolin to send it. Was that another send, or was that a team order move? Who knows? As Kai in P8 at the moment, Kai is surely going to put the pressure on Monster. It'll be interesting there. As Royboy now is looking pretty good for his first points of the season. Felix, though, could upset it all. But because penalties, Yuri in a good picture position here to get T10.
Yeah.
We'll have to wait and see, though. I think it's now maybe too late in the race for Bolin to get up to the front and get a gap. But
I think a podium is possible, but he has the penalty.
Yeah.
And that's just really...
That's ruined his race, really. As both him and Balliner are going to tumble down the order. And Warrage and Benjamin. Warrage still yet to have a result worse than his previous race. Even if he doesn't win
Come
this one,
on!
he still will be yet to have. I wild card for the championship here this season. I think it's Warrage. It's my sort of yet to win a race this season.
I never
and
hear
could
him
not do it
speak
today.
in the chats.
He's always there. It's as simple as that. He's
Oh
always there. It's
god,
insane.
no! A penalty!
Graham gets a penalty and throws away the podium. Oh, that's another driver who's going to tumble down the order. Pat Williams won't score points today. Who knows if that backpack can close up? At the moment, it's looking safe, but because of Royal being so far back. But it's so unbelievably close up front. Could this be the lap? I'm going to say this every single lap now, but could this be Warrage's lap? I doubt it. I'll be honest with you, I doubt this will be the one. If I'm a Warrage, I wouldn't be using my ERS down this straight. I'd just be saving it. Will they go for it this lap?
Yes!
Oh, this could be the lap.
Yes!
He's going to send it. He's going to go to the
Yes!
inside line.
Come on!
Goes into the
Yes!
Warrage.
Oh.
Benjamin. Who is going to take the lead? Benjamin maintains it though. Benjamin holds on. They're on the racing line now for turn 3. And the dirty air is going to hurt Warrage through here. Will Warrage send it, or will he not? Ballard is just watching this, licking his lips at what could be a potential P1 if these two collide. But of course, with a penalty here, who knows what could happen? Who knows what warnings these stops are on as well. Maybe one push too hard and they will get a penalty. Who knows what will happen. As these top 3 closer than ever. As I think it's fair to say, I think I'm just very briefly. I'm going to check what everyone's warnings are on. So Benjamin only has 1. As Warrage has 2.
Oh no.
Warrage perhaps going to drive a bit more carefully than Benjamin. And perhaps be a bit more cautious. To be within 4 attempts through this part of the lap, a part of the lap that is notoriously hard to overtake through. It's insane, absolutely insane.
Yeah, what's the penalty of the warnings from Luke?
Benjamin wide, that'll be another warning for Benjamin. This could be the lap here. Benjamin made a mistake onto the straight here. Warren's going to go for the move. He's going to be ahead for Slotto Montoya. Benjamin can do nothing to defend. Warren takes the lead of the race.
Sitting duck. Sitting duck.
Benjamin lose the lead. Ballina. Will Ballina perhaps have a pop here at Benjamin? Could Warrage finally get the win they've been waiting for? Who knows what could happen here today? As Ballina is going to try and get the position on Benjamin. I believe Benjamin surely must have got a warning, so will now be 1 warning away.
Check
as well.
the warnings of all the top 10 guys.
I will. I'll check. Yes, now. So I know Warrage has 2. Did Benjamin just get their 2nd? Somehow, maybe that's why they got such a bad exit. Is because they didn't bother. They lifted off to avoid it. So as we know, Karam with the penalty and 1 more warning. Luke on 2 warnings. Bolin on the penalty and 2 warnings. Monster on 2 warnings. 3 warnings apparently.
Oh! Bolin is sending it again, and now down the inside of Luke. Sorry, continue.
Wow. You know, we'll find out who has warnings at the end of the race, shall we?
Yeah.
I want to watch this racing. This is going to be insane
so
for our
amazing.
final few laps, as we've got 4 laps left in this race. Bolin is on the back of this group of cars here.
Oh, and Warrage takes the fastest lap. Like it's nothing.
Luke here is in position for a podium. Just putting it out there. Luke currently in position for a podium. If Monster can finally get past that Red Bull. You got to feel for Monster. It's been behind this Red Bull all race long. That's gonna hurt. Well, let's just wait and see here what happens as Warrage does lead this Grand Prix. Benjamin in 2nd is dropping back from Warrage here. Warrage is looking so good at the moment to take the win. Take the first win of the season to be 4th. Different winner of the season so far. And my prediction would finally come true of Warrage finally winning a race. 5th, 3rd, 2nd, 1st. Just that would just be a nice way for it to end. But of course, one snap of oversteer too much, and Warrage could be getting that final warning they need to get a penalty. So, who knows?
Yeah. But this is so freaking close.
It's insanely close. And unlike previous races,
Look how
it's
close!
not formed.
Bolin is to the back of Karam. Just look at it.
Bolin's just got so much grip than everyone else. He's just out driving them all. It's as simple as that. Kai's retired in the pit lane.
Oh no.
Why has he done that then? He was in a points position.
But
Kai's season goes from bad to worse.
Oh no. Felix is in
That
the
does
point
now mean
position.
Felix in the points position. Donkey could get both of them though without a penalty. I think no matter what here, someone's getting their first points of the season. Whether it's Felix, Roy Boy or Donkey,
Or
someone's getting their
Williams.
first points of the season. Well, I think Williams are pretty much confirmed it now, Karem up in P4.
Yeah.
Of course they could crash, who knows. Anything could happen.
Top 2 collide, please.
Let's see.
Top
It's
3.
gonna be crazy.
Karen winning. Hey.
I think Luke would win in that scenario, so you'd have to hope that Luke took Monster and Thomas with him.
I
So
want
you need
Luke
a
to
lot
win
of-
as well.
I think it's too many people that would have to crash for you to get a win here. So
Oh, he goes really white there. On the exit.
as who will be the first driver to cross the finish line? It's going to be just insanely close. Just so many drivers in this group. Monster having a look at Luke, just not able to get close enough though. Simple as that, as Donkey here is going to go for the move on Roy Boy for P11.
Yes!
It could eventually be points.
Send it!
Around the outside. But Felix and Yuri, Felix needs to get past Yuri quickly if they want to try and get points here as Danny Hickhammer gets and they retire from the race.
Idiot,
Well, I don't know, I think this could be
why?
the most times of the season so far.
Yeah.
We're 5 out of this race.
5? Jesus.
Gonna be
Sam
close.
D not having the best days of his career. Down in
Putting on
last
that one
place.
didn't help.
Yeah, it didn't really help.
Or can we see a dive bomb? Yes, we will. Bowling up the inside
Oh.
of Karem. Oh, he's just pushing them out of the way at this stage.
That's
He is
not
just-
too
it's-
fair.
Yeah, it's I mean, of course, when a Williams when after Williams, you say that, but
No, but
yeah.
no, but already did it for Thomas. You know, it's a bit bossy, but it's good. No,
I must
it's
admit,
good,
I'd
but
rather see. I'd rather
Yeah.
see someone sending it.
yeah,
and
it
being
is.
a bit too
It is good
aggressive
to
than
watch.
see
It is
someone-
good to watch.
I honestly, if Karem had just gone, you know what, you're going to push me off the track, I'll use this extra track and just drive straight around the outside of you, I wouldn't have a problem with that. Just the racing, the more racing, the better, for me. As will Karem send it? No, they won't. They will not return the favour. As Bolin now genuinely ahead of Karem, because they both have a penalty. So, that is good for Bolin, finally making positions that may actually last. But yeah, it's incredibly close here. But I'm going to look into, as this is the final lap of the race, and for anyone that's not looked at the lap, it is the final lap of the race for set,
Come on!
to win. Where will Ballina and the free cars behind them end up after their penalty? So they will be 7th, so it'll be 7th, it'll end up I think 5th, 6th and 7th, so swap with the free cars that are behind them, coming out, or maybe, no, yeah, 5th, 6th and 7th, Luke and Monster will get ahead of them, so I believe Luke is still in position for the podium here.
Someone crash in the final corner.
But
Do a
War
Jackson
Rage-
in lap 1 in the ARC. But
but
it's War Rage around the final corner. He takes his first ever win, an improvement every single race, and Benjamin takes home a really good P2. And Luke on the podium, as it's Monster in P4, Balliner P5, Bolin P6, Thomas P7, Karen Duns P8, Yuri is 9th, Donkey scores his first points of the season, Felix just outside the top 10, Lorenzo Bedini in 12th, Tita G Nathan in the 13th, it's Roy Boy in P14, and it's Sam D, the man who has had a hopeless weekend this race. It's the last row finish from McLaren. That's not something you want to see, but really congratulations to War Rage, that you have to say. He's just
That's
done really
sounding
good,
right.
yeah. Woo! War Rage wins. For the first time this season, it's been a long time we saw a Haas winning, and it's Yuri who scores driver of the day from P20 to P9. A really good drive from Yuri, you have to say that, as it's War Rage leading the championship, probably now followed by Benjamin, And you have to say Luke did a really good job by just keeping his nose clean, no penalties, no damage. A good, well-deserved podium from the Dutchman as well.
Just all of the drivers in this race that finished, as I always say, all the drivers that finished this race did an outstanding job. Because it's been one of those races that's just been very much a race of attrition. It's been tough today, but they've done a great job, and of course War Rage coming out on top and winning from second on the grid, proving that the soft tyres to qualify on weren't the worst choice. And also, for the second time, well, Ferrari have just a fun statistic here. Well, not so fun for Ferrari. Ferrari have 4 pole positions this season out of 4 races, but still only 1 win. So yeah, it's not been their season. At least in the race, it hasn't.
Yeah, but it's been a good race. So yeah, it's been again a good race. Are you going to invite the podium, guys?
I can give it a go. Let's see if we can do it. So it's War Rage, Benjamin, and wait, is it War Rage, Benjamin, and Luke, isn't it?
Yeah, it's Luke, Benjamin, and War Rage.
Do you have any of them as friends?
No, only Benjamin and Luke. Yeah, I'm just I don't know, I'm just inviting Benjamin. Benjamin, come on. Please say that your account is online. 40 Benjamin. Luke. Ah, there's a guy, so their accounts are offline. Oh no, they're not, they're just at the 40 club.
Okay, War Rage has been invited.
Yeah, and I have invited the other 2.
Nice, nice. Teamwork. Did double the work, but still teamwork.
Whoa! Teamwork makes the dream work.
The hardest part of commentary is inviting people to the party.
Yeah.
It really is. Now we have to wait. Now the next bit is the waiting.
Luke! And it's Benjamin.
Benjamin. Now we wait for War Rage.
Nah, well, I guess War Rage is enjoying. Then we'll start with Benjamin. Benjamin, congratulations on your, I think your 2nd podium of the year. You did a good job. Congratulations.
Yeah, thank you. I'm not happy. I didn't have good pace on hards. I couldn't keep him behind. He was very fast on the old hards.
Yeah, it was really a DRS train. But yeah, you did a good job. You have to say, keeping your nose out of the penalties.
Yes, P2 is still good.
Yes.
I would have liked to win again, but it wasn't my day.
I'm sure it will come. And I think you're in P2 in the standings, something like that.
Probably.
Yeah. You did a good job. And then we have Luke, your debut podium this season. Congratulations.
Thank you.
2nd podium now.
Yeah, same. Actually my 3rd in FAL, but never mind.
Did you score a podium this season?
Last race, Matthijs, last race.
Huh?
Amazing.
Well, again, congratulations then. Yeah, you really were stuck behind Karam, and how did you had Monster not being able to overtake you for like 20 out of 30 laps? You just made your...
Yeah, I knew we were in a DRS train, so my thoughts were just to stay in the train because it was a train to P1. So I was in Balliner had a penalty. Benjamin and War Rage didn't, but at the end Karam got one as well. So at that point I was just like, I'm gonna just stay in and try to not get a penalty, and it worked. So.
Yeah. Well, I heard War Rage isn't joining the party as he doesn't want to do an interview, but thank you guys for doing having a great race, and again, full grid. I hope to see you all next week at China, and I'll have a good night, stay safe, and hopefully till next week. Bye bye.